Good morning, everybody. 2022. This is a brand new year. We are just from 2021, which was one of the very toughest year. Not only 2021, if you remember quite well, since from 2019, when the pandemic started, the year has been very, very rough. I mean, the years have been very, very rough. It has been very difficult. People lost jobs. And then companies were affected in terms of turnover or the bottom line, as they say it in business. And not only that, everything just skyrocketed in terms of prices. The inflation is so bad. We've seen on the soccer field, teams can't afford players. New ideas have developed. Teams now wait for the players to be free agent and then secure them. We saw a new phenomenon whereby instead of teams splashing money to get players, teams would propose exchange players. So it has been very, very rough. I don't know, 2022, what is in store for us. But the fact of the matter is you need to be very grateful that you are seeing 2022. And I normally say, if you have survived the storm, that means you are going to survive. So don't be despondent. In fact, you need to pat yourself at the back because others could not afford. Things have been very, very tough. Like I indicated, people lost their job. Some people lost their assets due to what is happening. I don't know whether 2022 is going to be a good year, but what I would say, you need to look forward every day, be determined, do your resolution and start working. You cannot just sit back and say, no, it has been tough, it will be tough. Of course, the great economist and the great financial educationists, they're predicting tough times ahead for some time. But that should not deter you. You should keep on fighting as much as the teams, they should keep on fighting. I did a very long introduction, but I'm excited that I've seen 2022, and I hope you're also excited to see 2022. Look, it's going to be very good. My name is the Sobre Boys Walifatse from the Big R. Today, what I want us to discuss, something very, very touching. I saw it in Robert Marawa's page on Facebook, but the issue that he raised, it's very important. And then I've been observing that myself, but I want to find out from you whether you have the same experience or have you done the same observation. His issue was, it seems that the hatred between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns has escalated to another level. Do you agree that that is the case? If that is the case, what do you think that brings so much hatred between the two teams? Well, I know sometime I was interviewing Vinny Maposa, and then I asked that question. Of course, as a leader, you will never say it, yes, there's tension. But you as an individual, like all of us as individuals, you can observe and see that, no, there is a tension between the two teams. It has gone to another level. So I don't know, do you see that or you don't see that? If you see it, what do you think? What do you think has brought so much tension between the two teams? My observation, remember I may be wrong, all right? Because I'm a human being, I'm fallible. my observation is that the hatred is not only on the supporters, all right? Even at a high level in terms of officials, at leadership level, you can see at a distance that the two teams, they don't like each other. Yes, we know that Pirates and Chiefs, they were bitter rivals, which is, of course, which is a natural because, they were competing, they're still competing. Mr. Kaizer formed the team before he was at Pirates. He's a former Pirates player. Then he left. So, of course, when he leaves, I'm sure he wanted to prove a point to Pirates. And of course, Pirates too wanted to prove a point that we made a mistake by leaving the team. So that hatred is understandable. And we saw that Dr. Ivan Kaizer, together with Dr. Kaizer, they tried to bring these teams together. Hence, Vodacom came into picture. And then at some point, I think they were both sponsored also by Standard Bank, just to try to bring that harmony. That's when we saw the late Mzayoni and Saddam always together, preaching the peace. And then there's peace pipe between the two teams and the fans, but deep down, you can still there. Us as the Big R Solution, we have our own social group on WhatsApp and also have it on Facebook. And you can see the debates there that the two teams, they still don't like each other in terms of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. But the Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns looks now, it's hotter than the Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. So I don't know, in terms of you as the people out there, have you noticed what I've noticed? Have you noticed what Robert is talking about? So there's so much hatred between these two teams. I don't know whether it's because Mamelodi Sundowns has started to dominate the local football. It used to be Kaizer Chiefs that dominate the local football. The same with Pirates and Chiefs. Pirates is an old team, and then we saw Chiefs coming to the stage, dominating football. And then, so as a result, and then that's hatred, you saw it. And then it was bad during olden times because the fans would fight, the fans would kill each other. But nowadays is much better, which shows that the effort that was taken by Dr. Ivan Koza and Dr. Kaizer has at least bear the fruits. But this one that Robert is talking about, and I'm also observing myself, it looks like the two teams hate each other. And you can see Mamelodi Sundowns, they've been grabbing some players from Kaizer Chiefs. You can think of Brian Baloyi, who finally went to Mamelodi Sundowns. A few players from Kaizer Chiefs joined Mamelodi Sundowns. And years later now, we see players moving from Mamelodi Sundowns to Kaizer Chiefs. And then, it's like Kaizer Chiefs wants to prove a point. The same with Mamelodi Sundowns wants to prove a point. And then remember, Mamelodi Sundowns, when it comes to the trophies recently, they are now doing far better than Kaizer Chiefs. So they've catch up with Kaizer Chiefs. If you look at the league games, Mamelodi Sundowns, I think, has taken more now, at least by 1 to Kaizer Chiefs league games overall. So now I don't know. I see that, and there's too much hatred, And then when I look at the arguments from both fans, you see Chiefs fans wishing that Sundowns, even if they play in Africa, they can lose. You see it. The same with Mamelodi Sundowns. They get excited when they've beaten Kaizer Chiefs or Kaizer Chiefs have been beaten. So I That's what I see. And remember, I said I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I want to hear from you. Have you seen that? Have you observed that? To see that the two teams, the hatred is getting deeper and deeper. And then at some point, we hear Dr. Kaizer saying, although he never mentioned which soccer boss who really wants to kill his team so that his team can attract the supporters of his team to the supporters of this other boss that he was alleging. Well, I don't want to speculate, but one can read between the lines because we know that the relationship between Dr. Ivan Kos and Dr. Mtau is quite cordial. And we cannot attribute that to Jomoson. Jomoson is at Glad Africa, so I don't think there's any rivalry now in terms of the two teams, Jomo Cosmos and Kaizer Chiefs. So one could just assume that those utterances were attributed to Petrus Motsepe. Which other team do you think has that ambition of killing Kaizer Chiefs? Like I said, according to my observation, you would see Sundowns going for Chiefs players and offering them good money. Now, recently, we see that Chiefs is retaliating, doing the same thing now, getting Mamelodi Sundowns players. Of course, some of the Mamelodi Sundowns, they indicate they've always wanted to play for Kaizer Chiefs, Maybe they went to Mamelodi Sundowns because of money. But now, Chiefs is trying to match that. So I don't know whether you have noticed that. I want to hear your comment. Do you see what we see? That the hatred between Kaizer Chiefs is so deep, between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns is so deep, from the official down to the supporters. I want to hear your comment, and then I'll appreciate if I can hear what you say. And then on social media too, I saw one lady by the name of Fatuane. She said she's a Mamelodi Sundowns. She said she started hating Kaizer Chiefs when they lost a cup final some years back, and then Fire Masilela scored a legit goal, according to her, a legit goal. The referee disallowed that goal to the benefit of Kaizer Chiefs. She said, as from that day, I hated Chiefs. So you can understand. But my understanding is football is for entertainment. I don't think we should take it to heart to that level. Yes, it keeps us busy, it makes us laugh. And then sometimes I always again see, look at the players, man, they are rivals. But after the game, they are together, you know. And then I was watching Stan Chabalala's show, sitting with Brastan. I saw my chance, said, no, I'm doggies. Dr. Kumalo was my friend. Would go and dance together, even after the game. So if the players can do that, so why not the fans can do that? But let me hear what's your take. I thank you very much for following us and supporting us. And then I'll continue to ask you to subscribe and like, and please give us your comments. I would love to hear that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.